Thursday's unemployment report showing fewer people returned to work in the last month. The U.S. employees continue to leave their jobs. This data collected by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics showing it's only getting worse. In March, job resignations in the U.S. hitting a record high of more than 4.5 million. The reasons people are leaving, according to Pew Research Center: low pay, few opportunities for advancement, and feeling disrespected in the workplace. We want to bring in economist Rebecca Ryan. Good morning to you. Thank you so much. Multiple industries have needed desperately new workers, but job seekers, they're saying no. And a lot of times they're deciding to go into another kind of work, maybe start working from home. Do job seekers continue to have the kind of leverage we've been talking about over the past year or two?
Yeah, workers have the upper hand. Some of it is a supply and demand issue, like you're saying. There's more demand for workers than there are workers who are willing to step in. And I think there's a really other huge issue here, and that is that workers want a different deal. As you said, the reason they're quitting is because of respect, autonomy, wanting to feel like their work matters.
And in terms of what industries maybe more negotiable than others, more having more leverage than others, do we have a clear idea of what jobs you should look for?
Well, this is, it's not happening equally across all sectors. But one of the things I think is really exciting is we're going to emerge with higher pay after this. So the fight for 15, that was the minimum wage fight, it's actually resolving in many communities because, as an example, restaurateurs are paying $20 to $22 an hour for workers, far above $15 an hour.
Yeah, and those, in addition to other industries, are actually seeing wages that not just meet or keep up with inflation, but actually exceed inflation. Can you talk about other industries that are looking at that?
Yeah, so of course, across IT, government now, which is a huge sector of employment, they're paying higher wages. Finance sector, everything in sort of the hospitality, retail service sector is seeing higher wages. And here's another really interesting thing. You've heard about the move to unionization at Amazon and so forth. Some early indicators are saying that's because of the number of young, educated, people with 2-year or 4-year degrees who are saying, hey, I've got some debt. I should be paid more for this very difficult work. And so the unionization is really a rallying cry among all generations and multiple different levels of skill sets.
In terms of remote work, I know a lot of people are coming back to the office in person, or they've already been there for about 6 months to a year. Are people negotiating that more and more because of childcare issues and work-life balance?
There certainly is an existential change in America, the country that invented workaholism. Most workers have realized work isn't the most important thing in their life. Their own health, their family's health is more important. So yes, this move for flexibility is on the rise. And about a third of jobs in the United States can be done either completely remotely or hybrid. So that toothpaste is not going back in the tube.
All right, Rebecca Ryan, economist and futurist, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks, Adrienne.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.